Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Welcome back. 573. My name's Kyle. This is Nate. You know the drill. Chinook Cedary, shout him out. Yep, that's all I got. That's all I got, buddy. It's all I got in the tank. Honestly, good for you though. You've been hitting me with this grin literally since we got on the call, and I told you before this series started, and this isn't gonna just be a Red Sox Yankee. Like, we're gonna talk all things wild card. But I told you before this series started, I said, make it sting one way or another, win or lose. One of us, we need to get back to, we got to stop with this whole like, well, we just got to respect each other's privacy and feelings during a loss. Like, no, forget that. We need to get back to the way this series, this rivalry was intended to be. We need to be throwing jabs at each other during the game. Didn't really happen. But this grin that you've been hitting me with since we got on this call basically made up for all of that not happening. So honestly, good for you for following through. Because honestly, if this is what it took for you to get back on the horse, as they say, you know what? I guess that's what I'm willing. That's a loss I'm willing to take. So, you know what? I'm glad to have you back in it. Glad to have you feeling something again. Because, I mean, my goodness, the Yankees were in the World Series last year and you were still lifeless. But I think all it took was taking care of business against Boston, something that hasn't been done since, the early 2000s?
Unshun.
Yep, there we go.
Before I start down any path here, I want to give it up. Happy birthday to the kid.
Whatever.
What a happy big birthday for the boy here.
I'm so glad. Look, I'll just say this.
Big gift.
I'll say this as someone who had the blessing this past weekend of just having an awesome getaway weekend with his wife and his dog in Boston, catching a postseason clinching game, and then the game the next day when the boys were hungover as could be, fully expecting a loss. It was just a great weekend. It was to celebrate my birthday because she said, well, your birthday falls on a Thursday, so we got to do something the weekend before. I'm like, that sounds awesome. So we go up to Boston, and then today she runs out this morning before I could even get out of bed. She's like, how do you take your Dunkin' coffee again? 2 creams, 2 sugars? And I'm like in a daze. I'm like, yes, that sounds great. She runs out, brings back a Dunkin' iced and a Boston cream. And then we go out to get Tex-Mex tonight at my favorite spot. So, like, fortunately, I got the birthday was taken care of, but this may as well have been.
It just erased all of it.
No, none of it's erased, but I'm just glad I got all of those things in before. I'm just glad this happened at the end of the day and this wasn't like a 1 p.m. game or something crazy, but more on that later.
I just wanted to give a big birthday shout out to the kid.
Hey, thanks. 32. I caught up to you now. It feels good. Well, could have felt better, but you know,
it feels a certain way. I don't know if good is the.
Of all the feelings, it's one of them.
You know, I think you're in a tough spot having a birthday in October for any season that, you know, maybe doesn't have your team included. Like mine's in May. I think this year was like the first year in like a decade that the Yankees didn't play on my birthday. And that's all I ever say. Yeah, that's all I ever say is I just want a Yankees dub on my birthday. But they missed mine. And
And
like I said, on your birthday.
Like I said, I guess this is a loss I'm willing to take. If this gets you back into things, this
is nice.
If this is what rights your ship, you know what? I'll step aside this time around. Anywho's, let's just run through things in order as the previous 2 days progressed.
You want to say as they finished? You got it. You run the show.
What do you mean? As they finished?
Well, I mean, wasn't sure if you wanted to hit the Dodgers Reds first because it was just 2 games.
No, because that's the series I care least about. And well, I mean, we have some thoughts. I mean, we definitely got to get to that series, but I mean, we may as well save it for last. Like if we got a few minutes at the end, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm just gonna put a disclosure out.
Disclaimer?
Disclaimer.
Disclosure.
Full disclosure.
Full
Here's
disclosure.
my disclaimer.
Putting a disclaimer out. Yep, that's the one.
These rounds are tough for me, just work wise. Like games starting at 10.
You're not alone.
Like it's tough. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I can break down every inning and every move. Maybe things are a little bit different if my team isn't in the postseason. But with my team being in the postseason, being like super tapped into my game, that's all. That's my disclaimer.
If you're new, listen up. If you've been following us for some time, here's a reminder. For far too long, we tried to be those guys that were just super tapped in and we're like, we got to know the stats. We got to know the advanced analytics. We got to know the savants.
Yeah, we have full-time jobs.
Like, you,
we are you. Whoever you're listening, we are you. We just have microphones and a camera.
We are literally you. And honestly, even if we didn't, like, I try to imagine things as if we didn't have this podcast. If we hadn't been doing this show since 2018. Like, what are the things that I would talk about at the proverbial water cooler tomorrow? Like, I'm not doing a deep dive into why I thought Ben Rice should have been in the lineup in game 1 versus like I don't care. Like, I want to talk narratives. I want to talk storylines. I want to talk about things that, the average fans talk about. Yeah. And this is just a great example of that. Like, there's a lot of baseball going on, specifically in this round, like you said. And we have full-time jobs. This is not our full-time job yet.
Sorry.
However, I know that, like I said, you're not alone. I was fortunate enough because I have flexibility with working remote and things. Like, I can at least have things on in the background, but like, I'm still not tapped in. And I know most people that have jobs that require their attention pretty much the entire day don't have the luxury of being able to catch these games, especially if they're in different time zones. With that said, Let's get to it. Let's talk about the most inconvenient series of the wild card round. Tigers Guardians. 1 p.m. start time Eastern.
Mm-hmm. Those are tough.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that until now. If you're a West Coast Tigers Guardians fan,
it's 10 a.m.
That's a 10 a.m.
That's like smack dab in the middle of like, oh, you just got through your emails. Then you're having to like start your work day because you finished responding to all your stupid emails from the day before. That's exactly at that time.
Look, and I know if you're hearing me say that, you're going, there's 1 p.m. games throughout the year, all regular season. Yeah, during the regular season, I don't really think twice about it. I'm like, oh, that's just the time that West Coasters watched 1 p.m. Eastern games.
Yeah.
But it's just weird to think about through the lens of the postseason. That's all.
It is.
Anyway, let's talk Tigers Guardians here. Like 30 minutes into the episode. Let's get into it. Look, I'm here to acknowledge, both of us, hand up. We're here to acknowledge when we're wrong, which is a lot. But you guys still tune in and listen, so maybe it's our
maybe you guys are stupid.
Well, I was just gonna say maybe it's like our humor, our charm, our charisma that keeps people around. Because clearly our takes aren't what do it, or what gets it done. However, yes, we were wrong. We both went Guardians for this matchup. However, I don't know
themselves.
It felt like such a snoozer of a series, and I know that that's going to upset some people, but like I went back, crunched the numbers, even pulled out a calculator to make sure. The Tigers were outscored 10-9. But when you think about the fact that they actually won the series, I feel like the Tigers outscored the Guardians like 12-3.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about it, but it, like, people were coming at me for my comments where I was like, it's Scooble and then who else? And I'm like, well, if you look back at the series, it just felt like the Guardians' offense was non-existent, but in reality, they outscored the Tigers this series. It just did not feel that way. So I don't know what it was in particular about this series that had me just not, like, the juices just were not flowing, honestly.
I don't know if it's a psychological thing. Postseason day games just don't get me where I need to be. And like, I get it. Like, there's only so much you can do scheduling wise. Like, it's a month-long journey, right? And you got to do what you got to do. I like the fact that it carries right in, right? You get one day off from the end of the regular season. We get right into it. But I think it's just, there's somewhat of a victim of that. There's like, it's Midwest versus Midwest. It's just, I don't know. It's the AL Central. And I think we all kind of got bamboozled with like the entire story of the Tigers' collapse. And now looking back, being so confident in choosing the Guardians, it's like, it's not like the Guardians just really took the division by storm. Like, you know how they always say, like, did this team lose it or did the other team win it, right? And the Tigers lost this division.
That's what we said.
I don't think the Guardians won this division. And I know they won the division, but like, you get what I'm saying. So I think it was just kind of a victim of the narrative a little bit. And overall, it's just like, I think we just got to remind ourselves that, like, no disrespect, but the AL Central sucks. It sucks. So the Guardians, I mean, like, we're sitting here talking about Rocchio. No disrespect again, but like a guy with like 600, 650 OPS or whatever he had this year. It's like,
I mean, dude's had some moments. We got to give it to him.
He's had good moments, but it's just like, I don't know. I mean, even
at the risk of putting my foot in my mouth again, honestly, if you're listening, if you're watching, look me in the digital eyes, however you're consuming this, and tell me that you genuinely believe either one of these teams, had it been Tigers, had it been Guardians, that either one of these teams is going to the World Series after what you just saw. I mean, come on.
You can't.
I mean, honestly, great on the Tigers for avoiding the worst collapse narrative, because the second that series is over, that goes out the window. Because what was it about? It was about, I mean, granted, the narrative was, in theory over the second they clinched in Boston. But it's like
this put it to bed.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The fact that you move on to the next step, the next stage, it's like, okay, then you wipe the slate clean. Now you're just you're another team in the dance, moving on. But good, like I was saying, good on the Tigers for righting that ship. But I still stand by what I said. Like, I know that they minimize the Guardians' offense, all in all. But I'm just still I don't know. Like I watching this Tigers team, I just wasn't in like this wasn't an inspiring ball. Terry Skubal went out and did exact for all the people being like, well, you really wrote the Tigers off. No, I said it's Terry Skubal and then who else? When Terry Skubal goes out and sets a career high in strikeouts in game 1, I said, okay, following the script, that's exactly what was supposed to happen. And no disrespect to the Tigers, it's a 2-1 game at the end of it. So like,
yeah,
you were very close to
out of there.
risking, wasting that start, which would have been humiliating. But you go out, you get the win. Like I said, 14 Ks from Skubal. You do what you had to do. I'm thinking, okay, that just means the Guardians got to win the next 2. They go out, win game 2. I'm like, okay, this is step 2 of the script. Game 3, you just fell a little bit short. But I'm still. I still stand by what I said, regarding what the Tigers are bringing to the table in a lengthier series. Whether they could go on a run and, like I said, make me look like an idiot once again, but I still just do not think that this Tigers team, with the way they played for the last month plus of the season, I don't know if this team has the legs.
I agree, and if you kind of sit there and just play matchup against the Mariners, who are very deep, I don't know,
who everybody's loving right now, by the way. Like, it seems to be like the popular pick.
Lot of AL pennant picks going towards the Mariners. For the Guards, I mean, look, it's the same old story. It's the same old story until they get some other offense in that lineup. And I'm talking like big picture. I'm not just talking under the microscope of this series. Like, until they are able to get more punch in that lineup to support Jose Ramirez, it's just, I think the falling short of the finish line is just going to be their story. And I got to applaud them for coming back and winning the division. Especially losing a closer who got Cy Young votes last year, to a very odd and unforeseen and unknown future for what that looks like. So, I mean, Cleveland is just, I have no idea what they are. They could be the exact same. You could run this back the exact same next year and not be surprised. They kind of remind me of like the mid 2015 to 2019 A's, where they're just like, they kind of just get in and then they lose in the first round. They get in, they lose in the first round. It's just.
And then the team that matches up with them is jumping for joy because they realize that it's essentially a bye that they can just count on advancing to the next.
That's kind of, I mean, that's kind of how, like, it's like the Twins and the A's. It's just, no disrespect.
Well,
that's how it goes when they get in the postseason.
That's why people were ridiculing credit to them. The Yankees did what they had to do last year, but the Yankees
path was crazy easy.
Yeah, it was the Central, was it not? It was the Guardians, and then did they match up against
Detroit?
Was it Detroit? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So it's like, or was it Kansas City?
It was Kansas City, then Cleveland. That's what it was.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like,
yeah.
Look, I'm not here to crap on.
Did the first seed and bye.
Yeah, like I'm not here to crap on the Central, but it's like,
it is what it is, and I mean, there were comments in our group chat. It was just like, this is kind of what happens when you have this amount of games against the White Sox, and the Central kind of comes down to this, like, oh, it's competitive down the stretch, and it's just the same story every year, and it's just like, I don't know. None of these teams really do it for me ever.
I mean, I just want to go on record as saying, like, I want to be optimistic and believe that the Central can be something, but I also need to not get so caught up in the storyline surrounding the Tigers, the potential of the Guardians, What could be with the Royals at times. Like we've seen these teams have moments. So I need to be better about tempering my expectations so that when the division collectively falls short, that I'm not surprised. I'm like, okay, like this is kind of what they are. We've seen what they could be, but this is as a division still not much progress made.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
I mean, reconfiguration coming soon. So realignment.
Tip of the cap
shakes it up.
We shall see. Tip of the cap to the Tigers. They
proved us wrong, and good luck, I guess.
Hey, shout out to Rookie though. I know you. Did you see the vid? The vid I put out.
Pick?
He got that pick,
cool.
And people were like, "There's no way a dog went with the kitties." I said he knows ball. Like
yeah, he does.
He just knows ball.
That like corgi that hits the ball like down the stairs. You think about doing some kind of similar setup?
I thought about that after I posted the video.
Round.
I was like, maybe figure out. I'll think on that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't want to do the baskets on the stairs.
2 treats.
There you go. That's simple.
Something simple. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here. You know.
I'll think on that. It's a good thought.
Yeah.
Plenty
you
of time.
You could have like the whole like what's that? You know the trick they do with kids where it's like come to mom, come to dad, where like you and Meredith just walk separate directions and see which way Rookie chooses. That gives you a couple answers. You then have a winner that's going to be selected, and then you understand who your dog loves more. Two big questions getting answered. For you.
Yeah, but that means I would have to slap a Yankees logo on Meredith because I know I'm certainly not putting it on myself in this scenario. So.
Are you worried that Rookie would choose Meredith?
No, I'm just saying the literal act of having to put a Yankees logo on Meredith would just be something I don't know if I could pull myself to do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
But we'll see. We'll see. I like the treat idea. That's wise. That's wise. Good stuff. I'll think on it. Padres Cubs moving right along. This was the 3:00 Eastern game. 3:30
something like that.
Yeah. 3:00 Eastern game. 4:00 Eastern game. No, 3:00 Eastern game.
A little better. I mean, the shadows. The day games in Wrigley piss me off. I know they love them, but like the shadows are stupid. Like it is such an altering.
No, it's a huge element. It's a huge factor. But at the end of the day, like it is what it is. And like you saying it's one thing, but having to hear it 75 times on the broadcast, I'm
Didn't
like,
listen to the broadcast, so I apologize.
Honestly, great call. I was thinking of, look, sorry, I've got no filter tonight. When I have a thought, I'm just letting it eat.
That's fine. That was Mendoza. And
Mendoza,
what's his face that does the Orioles games sometimes?
Was that Ben McDonald or not Ben McDonald?
He does the College World Series now.
It's McDonald. What? It's Ben, right? That's his first name.
Yeah, I think he actually does a good job.
He does. Which, by the way, did you see the thing? Well, if you weren't listening, you didn't hear it. But did you see the whole thing about him with the NHL comments? Crazy.
I was talking about. I like him. I like him.
Yeah, the real.
He does. If anyone's ever, I'm not a huge NHL guy, but like during the playoffs, I'll throw it on. He is incredible in the NHL.
No. Ben McDonald is the down home. Like I think is he from Louisiana?
Yes, that guy. I don't know their names.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yeah, we're talking about the same guy. Ben McDonald.
He does.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. He does. You are right. He does the Orioles games. That's Ben McDonald, the down home Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yes.
His comments, though, they were doing an ad read, a promo for the NHL. Did you not hear about this?
No.
Whoever the main guy was for this, I can't remember who the main lead was for that game, but they were doing like a read for upcoming the NHL season or whatever.
Okay.
And they looked over and they're like, Ben, you're gonna be tuning into this, right? And he's like, there's zero chance I'm gonna be watching that.
Sean McDonough.
Sean McDonough. That's right.
That's where I was. Yeah, it's the McDonough versus McDonald or whatever.
Sean McDonough. Yeah. No, but
I like those two. Mendoza just ruins everything. Continue.
Yeah, I had that thought too. I was like, man, it's been a minute since I heard Mendoza. Kind of unfortunate. I just don't like Mendoza. It's not like a sexist thing. I don't agree either. She tries to do too much.
Yeah.
Where it's like just obvious comments on everything. It's like, yes, we're all watching the same game. Yeah. Anyway, they asked Ben McDonald, they're like, oh, you're going to be tuning into that hockey week or whatever. And he was like, there's zero chance I'm going to be watching that. And then like, you could tell that there was panic. And then they go, well, no, you work for ESPN. So you're going to be tuning in, right? And he goes, no, I can tell you right now, there's zero chance. And this is an ESPN broadcast. So they're just like panicking. They're like, we don't really know what to do. He's like, no, zero chance. I'm watching that. Sorry. Like I'll be somewhere, but I'll tell you that I will not be watching the hockey. Anyway.
That's why I like him.
That was
Cut
funny.
to him straight. But he knows ball. He knows ball.
Oh, he knows ball for sure.
He's smooth with it. I actually like him a lot.
Very smooth. Anyway,
should we talk the baseball that was played?
Yeah. Okay. No, for sure. Yep. Definitely about it. Let's talk Padres Cubs. Look, another series. Yeah, made the wrong pick on this one as well. But the people that are, whether it's Cubs fans or people that just didn't believe in our picks of the Padres, like, do you really feel like validated? This was just yet another instance where
it is a pick 'em. I don't think there was a heavy favorite in this series.
No, and like, I don't know. Like, I saw somebody commented on our which, by the way, this is my favorite, when people hit me up with comments on our picks after the series is over. The game had finished and somebody hits me with what was it? Padres over the Cubs. I'm like, first of all, it's a 3-game series. It went all 3. And offensively, another snooze fest. I mean, the most runs scored in a game in this series was 3 from one team. But like, okay, you got me. I don't know. Like, nobody ever knows.
Your filter really is gone. I like it.
No, like, it's late. This was like the worst baseball game I've ever watched in my life tonight. Just
awesome.
Big culmination. But it, like, that's my point here. It's like the people that went Cubs. First of all, if you went Cubs, credit to you, because again, looking at the way their season finished, did you really feel confident about going Cubs in this matchup?
One thing I noticed during this series,
probably not,
was it felt somewhat mismanaged on both sides.
Super aggressive with bullpen management.
I mean, like, pressing that button or not pressing that button. I think, was it game 2? That Imanaga faced Manny Machado with first base open, like left on right, and that home run ended up being the difference. Like, it odd there. We saw Schilt go to the bullpen really early. And I don't know, man. It's just when you run these guys out there 3 days in a row, like, these are big league hitters that, like, if you get to see those guys over and over, like, you're going to start to get a beat on them a little bit. And I'm not saying that was the reason, but like, I don't know. It's just oddly managed, I thought. A couple different scenarios. Shout out Mason Miller, though. Dear Lord. Mason Miller was disgusting.
He finished with 8. No pitcher had ever struck out more than 6 consecutive hitters to begin their postseason career. He struck out his first 8.
Unbelievable.
That's a decision, though. That's an example of what we're talking about here with the aggressiveness. That's easily,
you burned him in the 6th. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but like that, what I was going to say is that's an example of a decision where if it works out, great. If it comes back to bite you, it's like people can easily pinpoint that as like, why did Schilt do that? But you know, we talk about this all the time. In a shortened series, and they talk about it on these broadcasts all the time. Like, you just got to win that day and worry about tomorrow. Because if you can move on to the division series, like if you do, like, it sucks because your opponent is waiting for you, all rested up, playing their sim games.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other one too. And I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, I understand. It's just like, if you have those buttons to press, especially as the Padres, like, great bullpen, yeah, press that button. I understand that. But wasn't it? They ended up winning because Cease went game 2. But he got yanked.
Because Darvish went game 3,
The second someone got on in like the 3rd inning, he got yanked. I think he made it through like 3 1/3 or something like that. It was in the 4th. Someone made it to second base. And they're like, yep, done.
Darvish was gone in the 2nd.
Yeah.
Today in game 3.
I understand it's like a, who cares about tomorrow situation, but like, I don't know. It felt oddly managed. And I like Schilt, but this it didn't, I don't know. Didn't check a lot of boxes for me. And Craig Counsell, I felt like kind of got bailed out in a couple of situations too. So we'll see. We'll see about this series.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's my takeaway is like, you do what you can to win the game that day, and he pulled all the stops. Game 2, you shut out the Cubs, but the Cubs were just better than you in game 3. And like, I know that's a simple, obvious statement, but to your point, if you mismanage, if you're too aggressive with the button pushing and you're left out to dry in game 3.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it through the lens of like, if you couldn't make it work and I'm not saying the Padres wouldn't have been capable, because that bullpen is super deep. But like, if you couldn't make it work in a 3-game series, how do you feel like that would have panned out differently in a 5-game series?
Yeah.
Or even a 7-game series? But
all right, real quick, we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. Obviously, we have the entire offseason to dive into them, but like, kind of feels like someone at the end of the Padres window. I mean, you never know with Preller, but like,
I don't know. I mean, I was
Xander's
watching
another year older. Darvish is another year older.
Manny's another year older.
Dude, Cease is gone. Like, I get that Tatis and Merrill, it's probably their team now in a way, but like, it feels kind of stale.
That's the guy that I think really stood out to me. I was like, dude, Machado's been in the league now, going on 13, 14 years. I'm like, this is kind of a guy. He's just an example of a guy that you're like, yeah, he's there. He's part of this thing, but we're kind of running out of time, to your point, where it's like this window is closing, and it sounds like Preller. Well, it doesn't sound like anything. It's just based on his history that he's going to do whatever it takes to, extend this window, to just continually give this team chances, which,
yeah,
I've said before, I respect. I think more teams should want that approach.
Yeah, I don't have anything wrong or against Preller, I should say. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. This roster configuration is now at that point where, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the Phillies. Like, if the Phillies don't win a ring, it's like, this kind of, you're running the same old guys back out there again.
Yeah, and then the guys that you bring in to supplement and kind of keep things afloat, the guys that you get rid of to do that, it's not until after, like the Padres, for example, now that the season's over, now you look at it and go, okay, how are we feeling about shipping out DeVries for a guy like Mason Miller? How do we, now that we can look at it a little more objectively, and we're not just riding the high of like, oh my goodness, this bullpen is sick, we're going to be nasty in the postseason. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
Do we still feel that was worth it? Because I mean,
shoot yourself in the foot a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm just using the Mason Miller thing as an example, but I'm just saying like you're talking about this window closing and the Padres presumably doing what they can to continue to do that, but it's like until you win the whole thing,
yeah, that recipe isn't proven.
Yeah, that's what you got to weigh.
I think they'll be in the hunt for Pete Alonso. By the way, I think it's time that they need a first. They've needed a first baseman for years. Luis Arias is not the answer long term.
No.
So, yeah,
well,
I wouldn't be surprised if they get after that.
We don't need to get in a free agency, but real quick on that, I just think Pete's trying to play hardball. Like this is like the most predictable like high school relationship of all time, where you're just like trying to hurt the other person's feelings, and Pete like secretly wants to still be with the Mets. Everybody knows it. But he's trying to get back. He went into desperation mode because the clock was ticking last offseason, and it all worked out, and he had a great year. But now he's like, okay, now that we can breathe, and again, 30 seconds after the season's over, he's like, now's my chance to really stick it back at them and make them feel what I felt. He's gonna still be with the Mets. I
don't know.
I
feel a little
so convinced
this year. But anyway,
I'm so convinced. You sure you don't want to talk more about the Mets?
All done.
I kind of want to just keep talking about the Mets.
Let's at least take 6 weeks off on them.
That's fair. Speaking of taking weeks off, the Red Sox have been doing plenty of that. The series, the latest chapter of the rivalry, goes to your Yankees. This is new territory for me. The Yankees handling business against the Red Sox in the postseason. Truly, this is like it's been a minute. Had to dust off the handbook for how to respond in this situation. But I'm just gonna.
You were just scratching and clawing at the moment.
I'm gonna defer. I'm just gonna defer to you and give you the floor because that's the only thing I can really think to do. So run with it.
Oh man.
Run with the ball. Run with it, Kev.
Well, I mean, after game one, like I was definitely down in the dumps. I knew that Crochet was going to do what Crochet does.
Garrett Crochet. I'm just kidding. Go for it.
But it felt, I think the other aspects to it was that, like the Yankees bullpen kind of being a little sketchy the way they have been throughout times this year. It did start to kind of have that narrative of like, here's Cora out managing Boone yet again. Like it just kind of had that build up to it. And the series, obviously, going the Yankees' way, there was just like, it sounds corny, but like this is why our game is a game of inches, because there's like even today's game, just seeing eye singles and you're seeing 3-4 hoppers get through the infield, and clanks off of gloves that like you could have very easily seen that play made 9 out of the 10 times, but it's just this one that didn't get made. It had a lot of those moments on both sides, but just more on this side. And you can't not mention Cam Schlittler. Tonight was awesome with like the rookies going head to head like that. Early looked good, dude. Are you hyped about that kid? Because
I found out literally minutes before the game started, he's actually a Virginia boy, and he literally went to high school like an hour and a half from here, and was a UVA kid as well. Which they
were talking about him going to West Point. He went to West Point at some point.
And then did he transfer to UVA? I don't know the full story. I knew the UVA bit, but I didn't realize he was a local. Wow,
I don't know. I heard something. Kid. Yeah, but he looked good, and it had like there was a lot of. It was a fun game. There was a lot of aspects to it. It's a lot of. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I did have the same piece of gum the whole game.
Like boom.
In fact, I We were making dinner, real quick dinner, put it together in like the 7th inning. I looked at Paige. I was like, babe, I've had this piece of gum the whole game. Stuck it to a paper plate while I was eating dinner, just in case I needed to go back to the gum mid-dinner. Luckily, didn't have to do that.
It's fair. I was changing shirts, trying to switch up the vibes. I went back to my game one shirt.
I wore pinstripe home Judge jersey game 1. Then I went the classic Mitchell and Ness Jeter jersey yesterday. Wore it again today. It's starting to smell pretty good. I don't know what it's like for you, but no undershirt with the mesh jersey, it starts to get pretty ripe.
You're literally sitting there watching a game. What is?
It's right after a work day. Like
this?
I immediately get home from work
okay.
and like immediately throw it on and like haven't showered yet. And so, yeah, I have.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, it's not good, but it is good. You know what I'm saying? It is good.
I don't know what you're saying.
It is good. It is good. So what else can we talk about there? How about Chapman's little like stance at ending the bottom of the 8th?
I don't really
what
care.
Was that about?
If we're
that
talking
stupid.
Yeah, well, if we're gonna talk stupid, can and I know sour grapes, whatever, but legitimately, can we talk about the little temper tantrum that Jazz threw after game 1 at the locker? Like what was that? I would love to hear you defend this, by the way.
I don't really know. Jazz is just a weirdo. I can't really defend him. He has a problem with a lot of people a lot of the times.
He does. And I'm glad to see like I texted
but
no.
We're not getting game 2 without him. We're not getting through game 2 without him.
And that's what I was going to say. I'm glad to see that he whatever it was that he was so adamant in finding after game 1 clearly wasn't an issue after game 2, because he was all like forward facing camera. He was all smiles. So I'm glad he found whatever he was looking for.
Big wardrobe too. There's a lot in that locker. I've never really seen that many clothes hang.
I mean, my goodness, like who were you trying to fool, Chaz? Like he's like, oh, this shirt. I
think some of the quotes that came out
he's
afterwards,
a child.
Like it was saved. In reality, like he kind of toes the line of like being overly emotional, but still being like a team guy and still having team quotes. But I don't know. I'll take it. Him scoring from first was unbelievable. It's, again, going back to that game of inches. I mean, that double down the line from Wells, like barely staying fair. Like the clank off of Jaron Duran, that should have been caught. That was strange.
That was the game. But
that Judge single, like, yeah, this series was just, this is the way we've played each other all year, it seems. And it just hasn't gone the Yankees' way for most of the year.
Which is why I said before the series started, I was not factoring in whatsoever the season series, because I'm like, I just know with the way baseball works, we've had your number all year. And I knew that there was a risk of this happening.
But I don't think I didn't mean to like credit the 9-4 record to like just straight luck and like just straight seeing eye singles. Like I genuinely think that the Red Sox scout the Yankees better than anybody. I'll give Cora his flowers every day of the week. Incredible manager, and he does things that I wish Boone would do. And game 1 felt like it was starting to go that way again, and I was not in a good place. But
David Cone was a little. Well. David Cone was being a little franchise shill on the broadcast. By the way, I don't know if you caught that. They were talking about that literal thing. They were talking about how, was it Ravitch? I think Ravitch was like,
I don't like Carl Ravitch, by the way. I'm out on.
Oh, he was distraught after game 1, by the way. Like this whole anti-Yankees bias thing that you talk about, completely like nowhere to be found this series. But he was distraught after game 1. I was worried about his well-being. He did not seem happy. But he was talking about, he said, He said, "Gang, what do you think? Perception or reality?" My perception is that Alex Cora is presented with the data, the numbers, but is able to use his gut. He's able to pivot, call audibles, make decisions based on what he's seeing, having a feel. And then they said, and then Cone, and then he said, and then Ravitch said on the flip side, I get the sense that Aaron Boone.
I think he said that it's like the accusations of Aaron Boone have been that he doesn't have that kind of freedom.
Doesn't have that kind of, and Cone stepped in and was like, well, I don't think that that's really fair. And I'm like, that's literal reality. Like that's reality. We know that that's the system that's in place here.
Literal reality, especially when you've had the same front office and the same manager running it back to back, like over and over. Whereas like Cora has stuck through some changes in the front office, and it's like it's clear that the organization has he's allotted that freedom. I didn't realize he's that high in franchise wins, by the way. He's just behind Francona, isn't he? He's like third.
Yeah, people have been trying to run him out of town, and people try to blame this series on him. But I'm like, maybe let's field a baseball one time.
That guy would get a job immediately. So I think he's a great manager. I think, sometimes baseball just doesn't go your way. And that's what game 3 felt like for the Yankees offense. But Cam Schlittler, unbelievable. That was incredible. One of the best pitching performances I've watched in a postseason overall, much less a postseason debut. Dude's a stud. And I've told you that a few times this year, that he's a stud. I told you watch out for him. You didn't watch out. You didn't listen. I tried to warn you.
Because I was the one in the box tonight. Like, honestly, I probably would have had a better chance in the box just on sheer luck, because clearly whatever was happening tonight in the box for the Sox was not working.
3 different pitches that go 99 and they go different directions, and then a curveball, it's 86. It's crazy.
Were we talking about it before we sent the pod, or was this at the beginning of the pod when I was like, every now and then you run into a game that you're watching where you feel as that the people that are watching the game care more than the people playing the game? That's how I felt tonight watching this team. I'm like, this is literal do or die. If you do not win this game, there are no more games. That is the literal definition of a do or die game. And just the most selfish at bats, the most senseless hacks, like not trying to do anything, not trying to go the other way.
Minus Yoshida.
Oh, Yoshida.
Yankee killer.
Yoshida can play for me anytime.
Yankee killer, dude. He pisses me off so much.
I'll pencil him into my lineup any day of the week. Which is crazy considering like earlier this year I wanted to DFA him. Like, guys, I was like, this guy just doesn't fit. But now I'm like, you're the only guy that clearly cares.
Big Yoshida guy.
But yeah, I just like, and I get Cam was throwing well. And honestly, the fact that I was just so pissed off watching him tells me that like, okay, maybe there is a little something brewing with the rivalry again, because I don't know. I saw him walking off the mound. I saw a clip. It wasn't the best. Did you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Is that what it was?
Oh yeah. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that and I'm like, maybe not. But I'm like, okay.
And the broadcast wouldn't shut up about him growing up a Red Sox fan and then converting his family to Yankee fans.
Real quick on that. Can we talk about that?
Enough of those narratives. It's so annoying.
How much do you believe that? Because I don't for a second.
What?
You don't I don't care if it's family or not. You don't convert a group of people from being Red Sox fans to Yankees fans. Come on.
If it's your son.
You don't.
If it's your son.
You don't.
If you have a boy and you raise him up, ooh, this might be an interesting thing to think about. You have a long time to think about it, so that's good. The raising of a son,
you can hope for his success.
You're coaching him through youth baseball.
You can hope for his success
every weekend. He goes through college ball, Kid looks like he's going to be getting paid millions. You're waiting for that call up. And then finally you get to go to a big league game and he's wearing the most hated uniform in your mind.
You can hope for his
You're
success.
telling me that
you're telling me that you're
laundry.
You're telling me that you're replacing your entire wardrobe, everything you've ever experienced as a fan to that point. You're just throwing it all out the window instead of maintaining your fandom, but just pulling for his success.
I think it's official now. I think it's officially been, the law has been laid down,
I guess. But anyway, my point is, the feelings that I was feeling tonight, I was like, this sucks, but at the same time, real talk for a second. And we rib on certain fan bases from time to time, but it is a blessing to be a fan of a team that's playing in the postseason that allows you to feel and experience the ups and downs, absolute devastation, absolute jubilation.
I'll take last year's World Series loss over being a Twins fan any day of the week, bro.
A Pirates fan, a Mets fan.
Oh, ricochets. I love it.
That's what I'm talking. I'm being for real though. I hate the way that I'm feeling right now, but it does. I hate what I'm feeling right now, but it feels good to feel something.
Sure. Sure.
It feels good to feel something. And not everybody has that same luck.
Are you quick last question, then we can move on. I know how I was last year when they lost. Do you have a certain
angle range, I want to take?
No, certain range of dates that a certain period of I'm not going to wear any Red Sox stuff for a few weeks, few days. How does that work for you? Are you?
I'm wearing my Pablo Sanchez football shirt right now. I switched out of
moved on to football season. Yeah.
I haven't moved on to football season, but I just needed to get out of whatever I was wearing.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you? Because look, let's fast forward 2 weeks. You're no longer super emotional about the loss. You've accepted it. But you're getting ready for the day and you're looking in your closet and you're seeing a bunch of stuff and you're like, I'm not going to put that on. How long does that last for you?
Well, it's tough because when we went up to Boston, I snagged a couple of the Fenway Green City Connect items. I got this dope crew neck, the monster green that says Red Sox across the front. I got a 47 brand.
Still got the tag on it?
No, I've been wearing it this week.
Gotcha.
But it's super comfy, just looks right. I got the 47 brand lid, the with the the snapback closure in the back, just clean hat. So I'll give it a few days. Going out of town this weekend, so I'll be able to let things breathe a little bit and get some clarity. But when I come back, I'll reevaluate. It's hard to say. Legitimately, I know I was friggin' prodding you in the side there earlier when I was like, this is new territory for me. But I legit 2003 was the what, right? Was this the
saying?
Was this weird. Was this the last time that the Yankees eliminated the Red Sox from the postseason?
It felt like when I was going to postseason games, in 17, 18, 19, it felt like we were always losing to either you guys or the Astros. So that checks out.
Am I missing a year in there? I don't feel like I am. Maybe it's a little later.
I think it's 03. Because I don't think you guys were in the postseason in 09.
Let me confirm. It's got to be.
I don't think we faced you. I mean, you might have been in, but I don't know if we faced you. But I think 03 is correct. Anyway. It's a new era. Is your lock screen or home screen set to a picture with Fenway in the background? Are you gonna have to adjust that?
Why yet?
Why
are you asking me this?
I'm just seeing what kind of I'm just curious on. I mean, it's a nice picture.
That's a great picture.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, you're gonna have to look at that and
Nah.
just curious, man. Just
What if
make sure that
tell me, what if I
take
what
care
if
of your mental health? You know?
what if I did this? Hold on. Does this count? No, it doesn't want to work for me. Here we go. What if I just did that? Does that work?
That's not a bad idea. That could be Camden. That could be Utah Street.
Yeah, it could be Utah Street for all we know. Anyway. Yeah, you know, I was pretty emotionally detached after the 8th. After I'm seeing McMahon
Unbelievable play.
flipping into the dugout. I'm like, okay, let's start the pod. I've seen what I needed to see.
I can't. Knowing my bullpen and what I've seen this year, I couldn't.
It did feel mildly intentional that I didn't hear from you until the game was over. I'm like, I know he's seen my texts. Does he just? He just wants to. He wants me to sit with this. No, it wasn't your bullpen.
No, it was 100%.
I don't believe you.
I think that that was in the 7th when you texted me.
There was no reason to believe that we were doing anything.
If Cam was coming back out.
We've talked too long about this. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
But I mean, I like Bednar. Now you know who our closer is, by the way. You've been wondering.
I don't think I saw any of the 9th. I was like I said,
way to hold in there.
No, it was actually funny. I'll tell you, it's super quick, and then we'll move on. Rafaela was up in the 9th, and Meredith, God love her, she was trying
Stuck it out for you.
She was trying to encourage me the whole time. I said, no, I've seen this song and dance too many times with this team.
Put up with so
much. I felt bad. I was like, I am kind of being a jerk right now, but like this
such a jerk when they lose, dude.
This is not good. But anyway, she goes, I believe I feel something good happening right here. And Rafael was up, and he's been just poop the last couple nights. And I was like, no, it's a strikeout. I've seen this too many times. I went up to change my shirt. I came back down, and I hear whoop, and I'm like, okay, then that's what I was saying right before I went upstairs.
Over in this series, I believe.
Yeah. Sorry, did I say past couple nights? Past few nights. That's really what I meant.
Over 10, over 11, something like that. Hate to see it. You just hate to see it. Although game 2, my heart hit the floor when he hit that ball to the track. I thought it was 10 rows deep.
Yeah.
In the 9th in game 2, I was like, I'm gonna break my TV. But it was that split second of being like, here we go again. Hence my hesitations with our bullpen. Anyway, all done. Let's talk Dodgers, huh? Let's talk them Dodgers.
I put it on the story. I said the prophecy has been fulfilled. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Reds, I love you so much. Like I no, for real. I need anybody affiliated with the Reds organization to understand right now that you may have lost this series, but you won our hearts. You did exactly what we asked you to do. We asked you to take the last playoff spot from the Mets. You did that. We said, we don't even care if you get swept out of the wild card series. You did that.
Unbelievable.
That's all we ask for you. And honestly, like, you put up a decent fight. Granted, the Dodgers doubled up your score in both games, but not important. The fact that you just fell on your sword that way was such a beautiful, like, very honorable thing to do. Like, if this was Japanese culture, you would be heralded as, you're heroes to us, but like, you would be heroes overseas.
There's I don't know if you notice this thing or like pay attention to the way managers are in the dugout. where they are, right? Like Dave Roberts has that like weird little like seat thing on his bench. He just kind of sits there. His arms are always folded.
Yeah.
Think back to when we were kids, Bobby Cox, Joe Torre on the bench, like kind of at the back. You know, Aaron Boone kind of leans up on the step and like kind of leans on the railing. But you kind of, I pay attention to that kind of thing. When it showed Tito and he's just on the front railing, just sprawled out, just picking seeds, throwing them, that man watched our podcast and understood the assignment. He knew his season was done. I've never seen a cooler cucumber than Tito Francona down in game 2 on the brink of elimination.
I had the exact same thought.
His day.
I had the same exact thought because I'm like, Tito, this would be a great time to go and get your boy. And he's like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm doing exactly what was asked.
My hands are tied. I don't know what you want from me.
No, but you know, bit aside, like I'm with you. I'm like,
you notice that, right?
This guy is like oddly calm for, you know, given the situation.
There's
but I just
no like, you know, you see like certain managers like chew the gum real quick. They're like spitting seeds out like frantically.
A certain aggression to it. Yeah.
There's like conversations with their bench coach and like a lot of nodding and they're into it and like clap. No, dude, Tito could not be more checked out. What was he having? Pistachios? I don't even think they were regular sunflower seeds. I think he was having something unique.
Side note, I think I had heard, I think he's been off a chew for a while, if I'm not mistaken. But they said something on the broadcast where he swapped in gum in place of it and said that he goes through some ungodly amount. I don't even remember the number, but they says goes through some insane amount of gum in a single game. I think they said he'll go through like 2 buckets of it in a game. He's just going to town on it as a way to, you know, stay off chew or whatever. But I'm like, man,
maybe it just was gum that he was going through. But I just saw him like he's resting on his railing.
I think it's what it was. Yeah.
Just launch something, put something else back in. They had like a little cup next to him. Just a job well done. Just a job well done.
He does what all of us wish we could do with that gum that only lasts like 5 seconds.
Just get rid of it. Right
we don't have Tito Francona money, so we kind of got to like, you know.
Endless supply.
We kind of got to milk it a little bit even when it's lost its flavor. But he's like, I manage a Major League Baseball team. I can have the 5 seconds, discard it, and move on to the next one.
Get rid of it right away, and I can throw it anywhere I want. It's gonna be vacuumed up at the end of the game.
It's living the dream, honestly.
Yeah,
but honestly, great on the Reds for doing what they did, and
thank you for your service.
I guess we'll tip our cap to the Dodgers. This was
prophecy has been filled. It was the greatest story you've put out on the page.
the most predictable. I don't know. Like, can I say the most predictable series of this whole slate? Like, in fact, was this the only one? Was this the only one I got right? And I don't even really count this. Yep, sure enough. I went Guards, Red Sox, Padres, Dodgers. And I don't even really count this one. So chalk it up 0 for 4. I mean, this was too easy of a pick for me to even take credit for this. So
I went 2 for 4.
Another banger of a slate for old KC.
Yeah. You were hot last year, though. Last year was nuts.
No, I think it was 2 years. I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was. Yeah, 2023 is when I was on a heater.
Weird.
Yeah,
real weird.
I was having a whole lot of fun in the comments with that one, but
yeah,
2024 not so great. This year not so great.
Yeah, Dodgers look good, I guess. So,
I mean. Look, you've got
disrespect. Why is Murray texting us like sweating and screaming at his TV? Like, was there genuinely, if there's Dodgers fans listening, was there genuinely a moment at all during this series where you were actually nervous?
When Hunter Green, their only hope is giving up moonshots.
You're set.
Nothing you need to worry about as a Dodgers fan. from that point forward.
Of the series, I was the most checked out on this one.
Yeah. And it wasn't because I wasn't interested in like the names that were, obviously, a lot of star power there, more so for LA, but there's like some names that intrigued me. I was really looking forward to watching Hunter Green start, being an LA kid or California kid. Is he?
I don't know.
Is it LA? California, I know. I can't remember if he's LA or not, but I was looking forward to that. But the second he starts getting shelled, I'm like, well, what hope is there? Legitimately, if like this was a game you had to win, and I know he's going up against Blake Snell, but I'm like, Yamamoto's going game 2. Dude's been nails.
Yeah,
you don't stand a chance game 2. You have to win game 1. And when they were they were treated like it was a little league game. I'm like, this is silly.
Dave Roberts took out Emmett Sheehan in a 1-2 count. What are we doing? Like, he almost hit him with a slider, and Dave's like, nope, that's it. We're done here. It's just, I don't know, weird managing decisions, but Dodgers do what Dodgers do.
All right, let's we still got
slight preview.
We still got to make our picks, but just general thoughts on the bracket. Right now, we are poised for a Tigers Mariners ALDS, a Yankees Blue Jays ALDS, a Dodgers Phillies NLDS, and a Cubs Brewers NLDS. Honestly, I think all of these are great matchups. I know we sort of
really looking forward to the Phillies Brewers matchup.
Phillies Dodgers,
sorry.
We ragged on the Tigers, and for good reason, but I still think they complement the Mariners well as it relates to like an entertainment standpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be like, I don't think the Tigers are going to continue on, but I still think it's going to be a better series because it's the Mariners. Like, I think they're just going to bring up the entertainment value of that matchup.
Yeah.
So Tigers benefit a little bit there from a fan viewing point of view, but Yankees Blue Jays is going to be great as it always is.
That is.
Dodgers Phillies, love that.
I love that. And then one of those teams where we're getting rid of not getting rid of. I think I like that this is matching up this way versus like an NLCS matchup.
You mean Dodgers Phillies?
Mm-hmm.
See, I would have loved for this to go 7. Like it. I mean, those are some powerhouse teams, and I want every chance to see both of those teams in a given matchup go as deep as they can.
It's a fair take.
And I'll be honest with you,
least attracted to the Brewers Cubs matchup, I think.
Yeah, and having them on both sides, or having both of them on the other side of the bracket for the National League, what's the matchup there that excites you for an NLCS? Like, I know it's kind of a lazy take because we're talking about the Dodgers and Phillies, but I just feel like that'd be a better NLCS matchup. But I get it. Like, get the old school Brewers in there. Get a Cubs team that maybe gets hot.
I think that when you look at matchups, I guess the Mariners kind of check that box, but like I kind of always like that one team that just nobody at the beginning of the year ever thought they'd be in trying to win the pennant. And that's the Brewers. Like no one was in on the Brew Crew at the beginning of the year. No one sat there and said, we're going to see the Brewers try to hunt down a trophy. Nobody. So I think that I like having one of those teams. The Mariners have been on the brink for a few years and, trying to like get into the postseason and not getting over the hump, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know. Like, no one's really had that about the Mariners or the Brewers, and the fact that like they're the number 1 seed, it's like, or getting a bye at least. It feels like it's like good traditional like surprise baseball. And I think that like the good old baseball fan that's watching right now, that has been watching the whole year, maybe they're going to get to see a Brew Crew team that's like on the national stage and be like, wow, this is enjoyable baseball to watch. Because I think that's what the Brewers are. They're good baseball. Whereas the other teams, you're just like, we know this. Strikeout, home run. We know this. That's my take. So I'm going Brewers over the Cubs, obviously.
Predictions, yeah. I'm taking. I've got the Brewers and Phillies. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't move the needle for me all the way, but I could definitely be down for a. I think that's just good hard baseball. Phillies Brewers in an NLCS. So give me Phillies Brewers coming out of the National League. I mean, I don't. Is it lazy to take the top 2 seeds out of both sides of the bracket? Like,
no, that happened last year.
Did it?
Yeah. Yankees, Dodgers were number 1 seeds.
No. I'm saying for the CS, for the LCS. Sorry, I should have clarified. Not top 2, like for both sides though. Like if I went Brewers, Phillies, and Jays, Mariners, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Not.
No, I don't think that's. No, I don't consider that lazy.
I'm just excited to see what a postseason Rogers Center can bring us yet again. We've seen the footage. We know what it's capable, what that's capable of providing us. And I think the Jays are a team that can benefit from this rest. Like we talked about, they went all in, throwing Gosman that last 162, going for the division, and it paid off. So I think having this week of rest will benefit them. And then I think the Mariners are just, I'm not going to label them the whole team of destiny thing right now because I don't like just throwing that out willy-nilly, but they seem to be a team on a mission. So I'm, call it lazy, call it chalk, but I'm going Jays, Mariners out of the American League side.
Yeah. I got all the same. Except the Yanks. All the same. We got the Yanks taking the Jays.
Well, I have a bracket.
I deviated from my bracket. I'm looking at my bracket right now, and that's for money. I hedge. Sometimes you got to hedge.
That's so stupid.
So I'm hedging the fact that if the Yankees lose, at least I get to win money. But this bracket that I'm looking at right now has the same bracket you just read out.
Yep. Yeah,
but anything can happen, man. We'll see. I mean, who knows?
Like I said, I just needed I lit my $20 on fire because I'm like,
yeah,
I never win this crap.
Yeah. Yep. I think it comes down the Phillies offensively need to be able to hang with the Dodgers. They need to be able to hang. I think their pitching wins the cake there, but like they got to be able to score runs at the same pace.
I don't know. I mean, they've got great pitching. We know this, but like I wouldn't be so quick to write off. I mean, the Dodgers starting pitching has been very good.
I agree.
Lately.
I agree.
Like very good.
I think the Phillies have. I don't know. At this point, all the rotations are good, so whatever. The Mariners we already talked about their rotation. I think complete opposite of the Tigers. There's depth.
What's the
there.
latest on Wu? Do we have any updates on that?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that, but I'm thinking that like if you go, I wonder if they push him to like game 2 or 3 to give like even extra time. Maybe even 3, because if you go 2 at home, you have a travel day after that. At that point, that would be near 2 weeks for him.
George Kirby, Logan Gilbert are the favorites to start game 1 and game 2 in the LDS.
Yeah.
The hope is Brian Wu can pitch later in the series.
Yeah.
He
So
went-
travel day, game 3. I think that's enough time.
He faced live hitters today.
Yeah. Side note, did you see the Phillies inner squad? Had over 30,000 people attend.
That's what I was going to bring up. Like, how does that make other fan bases feel? Like the Phillies are rolling out inner squads and putting more butts in seats than your regular season like weekend matchups.
Yeah. That's a good point.
What are we talking about?
When did we
They're literally playing themselves.
Yeah. Do we have schedules yet? Do we
And
know?
drawing more. I mean, they got to be final now. 208, 408, 638, 838 Eastern
I hate the fact that the Yankees
on Saturday.
1 o'clock. It sucks.
But it's Saturday.
I know, but we're going up to a cabin. It's supposed to be like a relaxing. Hey, let's get out of the craziness for a weekend.
Hey, man, however you want to celebrate this Yankees wild card win that's on you. You don't need to divulge details. Like, go celebrate.
This has been planned for 2 months, and so
go celebrate. Well, that seems cocky. Go celebrate however you want.
What?
Go celebrate however this series win
has been planned.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It seems cocky to plan this celebratory wild card getaway.
Yeah,
when you didn't even
things were going to shake out.
That's bold, but props to you, I guess. But you don't need to divulge details. Just go have a good time.
I think because of the East Coast West Coast situation, any Mariner home games, that's going to be our night game. The whole series, right? It's that way on Sunday. But by the way, it does that weird thing for any NL fans out there. Saturday is all 4 games. Sunday is just AL. Monday's just NL.
Which I like that.
I do like that. I don't
giving
like
us
all
baseball
4
every
games in
day.
one day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game 1 I get, but like I like having baseball every day.
I agree.
And it was all right. Good stuff. Well, nice. I can emotionally detach from the remainder from here on out. So you might be getting another version of me moving forward. We'll see.
I'm just gonna be my.
No, you're not going to be your
anxious self.
No, you're not going to be. No, you were over the moon tonight. You were giddy. If
Over
you
the
go
moon,
back,
but I was like,
there was moments in this recording where if you go back and look, it was probably closer to the beginning. I had this like grin on my face while you were talking because you're so much more like demonstrative. You're like, yeah, you know what? I actually think, I agree. Like, and
No,
I'm
but
like, we're not getting this. We're not
is-
getting this years ago.
strictly because of us beating the Red Sox. That feels great.
That's
I've mentally
what I'm
moved
saying.
on. I've moved on.
Oh, I bet.
On to the next. Let's keep it moving.
All right, Kobe. Let's
Job's not finished.
whatever. Well, it will be in
Job's not
Toronto.
finished. Job's not done.
It will be in Toronto. We'll see you.
That will be a great series.
It depends what side we're talking here, but yeah. Anywho's, that's all I got.
Happy birthday to the kid.
Hey, thanks. Well, it's not my birthday anymore because it is almost 12:30.
Yeah, I've been up since 4. Gotta go.
Yeah. Look, sort of closing the book. Not really. A lot of manager stuff has happened in the last few days since the regular season ended.
That's off-season conversation. Sorry.
We will revisit that at a later date, but until then, that's all I got.
Don't go chasing curveballs, guys.
Whatever. Yeah, we love y'all, and as always, we're looking forward. We're looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy. We'll see ya.